So we're back. If you're watching this in the VODs, this is now the third building Bilbo, but alright. Got 202. Note that real quick. Just a little bit of bookkeeping for me to make it easier to find the cutoff points. So we go back to here. So we're on our third Building Bilbo stream, where we are focusing on our birthday boy over here. 111 years young. And 111 life. Although we are not focused on his actual ability to get creatures out of our decks. That's a nice bonus to have, so that we can gain even more life. But the goal of the deck is actually to outlast all of our opponents to the point where we win the game more from them not being able to kill us. It's an interesting premise that I've had in the back of my head for a while now, and I've been looking for the right commander to build around for this effect. And I think Bilbo is the best one so far for that particular effect, so I'm going to try it. So the goal is not so much to win the game outright as it is to not die for so long and just keep stripping away what our opponents have to work with until they can't actually kill us anymore and they eventually just die to decking out or giving up out of frustration. We can certainly win games by attacking or by using other card effects, and we might, but that's not the overarching goal with the deck. I really want to kill the opponents by just making them either lose the will to keep fighting us and we just outlive them, or by actually grinding them down to nothing. So it's one of those thought experiment decks. I don't know how much fun this deck would actually be to run, but I do know I like the idea and I want to give it a try. So this is definitely not the deck for if you have, the round finishes early and you got three people that want to do a commander game, try and squeeze it in, like, all of you are done and there's like three other matches going on, or, the tournament's going to start in like half an hour and you want to do something in the meantime while you wait. Yeah, this is not the deck for you. This is the deck to bring when you are focused on Commander, because this might be the only game of Commander you get to play if this deck is working properly. Alright, so we're still selecting Commander cards. I am interested in the Angel of Dire Hours. One of the main ways we're going to be able to win is by exiling everything that our opponents try to do, so that way they keep running lower and lower on resources the longer the game goes on. Even if they have Time Twister effects or Eldrazi, old school Eldrazi Titans going in the graveyard, or any other ways to replenish their lost cards, we're just going to keep stripping away resources permanently until they don't have anything left. So that is the goal. And a card like Angel of the Dire Hours does help with that. She is expensive, though, so we might not wind up using her, but she does have the type of effect I'm looking for, at least, in that she's exiling a large number of creatures. So she is a 5/4. +2/+2 and have vigilance. No. Each create 3 1/1s. Gain 2 life for each creature you control, and that player gains 2 life for each creature they control. I don't think I need a one-shot to gain this much life. I think I would rather have continuous effects that are constantly generating life for the things that I'm doing, or the things that other players are doing. So I don't think we need Benevolent Offering. Containment Priest, probably not. Uh, do I actually want Comeuppance? This is a card that I run in my Super Friends Commander deck because having all of my Planeswalkers attack to death is really frustrating, and so something like this, especially if they try and kill them with like a mass damage effect, like deal X damage to each creature and Planeswalker type card, like a Finale of Devastation or something, or not Finale, Hour of Devastation. Um, this type of effect is just like, yeah, no, instead you take like 50, 60, 80 damage, whatever it is. And I keep all of my Planeswalkers. We keep playing this game without you because you were a jerk to me. Um, so I do like Comeuppance for that sort of thing. I don't know that we need it in this deck. Like, it's certainly helpful if I'm about to take, like, 50 or 60 damage from somebody because we've just been very patiently building up our resources and gaining tons of life and preparing for that moment when the opponent's like, you know what, I need to start attacking you now. Here's like all of the damage. That being said, I don't think Comeuppance is actually going to work in this deck. I think that's too narrow a situation to get into where we have had time to build this huge life total, and opponents that are for some reason not scared of something like Settle the Wreckage, where that would be a fairly easy card to slot into this deck, are just attacking us for like 100 or something, and we're just like, nah, Comeuppance. You take the 100 instead. Doesn't feel like that's going to happen very often. I don't need Deploy to the front. Fell the Mighty. Fell the Mighty might be a little bit tempting since I do have a ton of small creatures. So this would allow me to choose like my biggest creature and get rid of everything else. Or just choose one of my medium-sized creatures and get rid of like one or two of my big guys and like everything from everybody else. The downside is that I do have to target my creature, so if it dies in response, yeah, I think we have better Wrath options. Only because of that. If I was just choose a creature I control, or choose a creature in play and destroy based on its power, that would be way, way better. Um, Create X1-1s where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard. Nope. Don't need Nahiri for anything. Go to Demon Wailing Agonies. Flesh Carver. Issa. Infernal Offering. Malicious Affliction. Romantic Selection. I don't really need Ob before he became a demon. Overseer of the Damned. Dead. Spoils of Blood. Wake the Dead. Reaper Hulk. Freyleys. Grave Sifter. Lifeblood Hydra. Think so. Siege Behemoth. Dryads. One of the Dryads is tempting for the same reason as Darksteel Mutation. One of the few ways we can reasonably die is by being dealt 21 commander damage. So, having access to cards that deny the opponent the ability to use their commander to damage us have a lot more potential in this deck because of that. So, Titania, no. Oh, we skipped over Sylvan Offering. Eh. I certainly do plan to be able to gain a lot of life by creatures coming into play, so an effect that puts a lot of creatures into play is a little bit tempting. But ultimately, I don't think I need that. Also, I don't need the one giant creature for much of anything. Cards in there. No. And yeah, I don't think this is a Wave of Vitriol deck. Nor is it a Myriad Landscape deck. That was Commander 2014, 2015. Destructible. Choose a creature card in an opponent's graveyard, then that player chooses a creature card in your graveyard, and you may return those. No. For each opponent, exile up to one target non-land permanent that player controls until Grasp of Fate leaves the battlefield. Nope. Herald of the Host. Exile all artifacts and enchantments. Yeah, we can probably do better than that. Like, we won't need to lose all of mine just to have that effect. Like, we won't be able to hit everything, obviously, but we should still be able to destroy all art, like exile large numbers of artifacts and enchantments without having to put mine at risk. Yeah, I think Righteous Confluence is a little too medium. Has Indestructible. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may attach Shielded by Faith to that creature. Corpse Augur, Daxos' Torment. No. Tempest, Dread Summons. Shouldn't we have seen Daxos at the top of this list? He's at the bottom. Weird. I could have sworn like the actual face commanders were there. Oh no, I think the older ones they were just whatever they would be like further down the list. So yeah, don't need Deadly Tempest, Dread Summons, Dirge of Nel Toth, Thief of Blood, Wretched Confluence. Genesis. No. Station. No. Flash, Reach. Creatures target player controls get +2/+2 until end of turn and untap them. Breaker Ibex. Ibex. Yeah, there's Daxos. Hey, I caught sight of Karlov, but let's go back up here and get the last couple cards first. 2/1 counters on target creature, target permanent from your graveyard to your hand, for basic land and onto the battlefield tapped. Nope. Toughness equal number of experience counters. Whenever you gain life, put 2/1 counters on Karlov. White black, remove 6 counters from him, exile target creature. There's a very real chance we could activate that repeatedly in a single turn. Karlov of the Ghost Council? Yes. White, black, spirit. 2/2. Do we want Marin of Clan Nel top? Probably not. We will have other cards that will get back our dead creatures. I feel like there is the one enchantment that gets back, like, forget if it's 1 power or 1 casting cost creatures from Modern Horizons, but we will have plenty of both. Um, so there will be that one. There's also, I would think I would rather run Palace Siege because it also has the option of being a drain life for 2 to give us life gain synergies from that. So yeah, probably want that over Marin. Yeah, we don't even want Maziak at all. I don't think we need Blade of Selves, although it is kind of funny on certain things if they can get through. Okay, that seems to be everything back here. 2016 now. There we go. Okay. Whenever one or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature gain double strike. Yeah. Target player sacrifices an attacking creature. You create X11 soldiers. 2/1/1 counters on a creature they control. If that player does, that player creatures that player controls can attack you or planeswalkers you control until your next turn. Prevent all damage would be dealt to you this turn, and put that many counters on the squire. Yeah. Destroy all creatures. No. Destroy 2 creatures. No. X is the number of counters on it. No. Evolutionary escalation. Protector. 2 cards and exile it. Deals combat damage to a player, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Yeah, I don't know how much attacking I actually want to do with this deck, so probably not. Ravos needs to make it to our upkeep, and it's kind of a tiny flyer for 5 mana, so probably not. Ray of flanking creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less. Partner. Exile up to 2 target artifacts and or enchantments and basic land cycling. So this one is one more than the thing from um, Time Spiral. That's name I keep forgetting. Return to Dust. There we go. Finally found it. So it's one more than Return to Dust. Can always exile 2 things at instant speed, and has a land cycling ability. Yeah, I think that'll be better than Return to Dust. So it's just Sylvan. Yeah, Sylvan Reclamation. Yep. It's 3 white, green, instant. The Automaton, don't need the Boom Pile, Conjurer's Flail, Geoscope, Ashen Barrens. Nope, okay. So that was 2016, 17. Alright, Alms Collector first, and I don't think we need that. Balin the Wandering Knight. Curse of Vitality. When players attack, you gain 2 life, and each opponent attacking that player does the same. Choose a non-land permanent you don't control, then each other player chooses a non-land permanent they don't control that hasn't been chosen this way, then destroy all other non-land. Nope. Kindred card shouldn't matter. I don't think I have enough overlapping types. Okay, we're not running enough dragons. Don't need Stalking Leonin. Might want Teferi's Protection, though. This is definitely the type of deck that would run a Teferi's Protection. To keep myself and my stuff safe. Do not need Bloodline Necromancer, Boneyard Scourge, Curse of Disturbance. We're not going to hit players enough with the Mind Eater to get a significant number of cards exiled, even if we don't want to play those cards. If we do play them, they're going back to the opponent's graveyard. So, kind of at odds with what we want to do, which is to just exile them forever. Exile and put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. Not quite good enough. A Hungry Lynx. No. Kindred Summons, no. Slingers, no. Rex is the greatest power among creatures you control. Nope. Whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay white, green, and 1. It gains trample and +X/+X, where X is its power. Or on the battlefield, another target cat gets +3/+3. Beginning of combat. Each opponent can't block with more than one creature. As long as Miri is tapped, no more than one creature can attack you each combat. Search your library for an equipment, reveal it. If you revealed a card named Hammer, put it onto the battlefield, otherwise put it in your hand, then shuffle. Whenever equipped creature you control attacks, you may tap target creature defending player controls. Attach that equipment to target creature you control, +2/+0 and indestructible. Heirloom Blade, probably not. Those, and I don't need Path of Ancestry. Hey. That was 2017. 2018. Filtering, so we get the new cards. Those more land than you. Yeah, we're gonna be ramping with land when we do, so no. For Angel, no. Second. Hey, I'm back. Let's see. So we were on Blade Master, I guess. Right? Yeah, we just did. Breach or an equipment attached to it? No. If you control your commander, prevent all combat damage that be dealt to creatures you control this turn. They gain vigilance. Blood Tracker. Loses 3 life. No. Skullstorm, Sower of Discord. So your commander +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. No. Whenever your commander is put into the command zone from anywhere, draw a card. No. Having a slime, I think. One or more lands are put into your graveyard from anywhere. Make an 0/1, sack 3 creatures, return a land from your graveyard to your hand. Hydra. Yeah, it's kind of hard to say no to Windgrace's Judgment. We might, because it doesn't exile, and I'm already definitely running Casualties of War. But I have a really, really hard time saying no to this card as well. There is a more distinct possibility with that one, though, than with Ravages, so... Yeah, I don't think we need any of these artifacts. It's 2 lands. Okay. It's 2018. 19. The Vigilance. Target permanent you control gains protection from each of your opponents until end of turn. Insignia. Prison. Think I need Mandate. Kind of a weird fog at this point. Target permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If the spell is cast from the graveyard, you may copy the spell and you may choose targets. Maybe you cast a spell, populate. No. Sacrifice a spirit. Ice Caller gains indestructible.